Now in Python, there's also counting strings and finding substrings. So in biology, like I say over here, it's very common to try and, for example, figure out what the percentage of certain things are. For example, if you're dealing with sequencing, you might want to know the GC content of something, or if you're dealing with insects, which are more AT rich, you might want to know what the AT content of something is when you're dealing with FASTQ reports. So Python again, nice of Python, they've got the .count method that helps us to accomplish this. So for example, let's say you've got this amino acid sequence and you want to know how many V's are in the sequence. Now, obviously, in this case, it's small, so you don't mind doing all of this counting yourself. But there might be cases where this is very long, and then you would want to use a .count method. So, for example, look again. I do protein.count, and I put in here as an argument, I want to count a V, again in quotation marks. I stored it in a very intuitive variable name called valine count. Okay. Again, I can count LSP, and now just to put this into practice again, I want to print this, but I want to print a nice sentence. So again, I can either use the plus and make sure that I've got a space here, because plus or concatenation doesn't add space, or I can use this little operand with the percentage S, which says I'm going to put a string, I'm going to follow this with a string, and then put this as the string over here by the string holder. Or for me, it's better to just use a comma to separate my string from my integer. Okay. So if I do that, I will see valines, tryptophan count, LSP count. Okay, so as you can see, it will then print out if you want to search for, you can search for multiple characters like LSP, and it will then print out. You don't have to only look for one amino acid at a time. You can look for patterns as well. Okay, so we're going to come to the last two methods. The one is the .find. Here you want to know, you don't just want to find, so with the .count, you're finding the pattern or the specific string that you're looking for, and then it's adding it up. Here you just want to find out where a specific string is and then report the position of that string, which is, again, you will see the significance of that when we start to do the exercises. So we're working with the same protein, and now we're saying, again, this should look familiar to you by now. We're saying protein.find, and we're asking it to find the proline in here. And then we do the same with KT, and then we do the same with W. And I just want to show you the difference between what is being printed. Again, I'm just converting this to a string. But you will see 0, 1, 2, 3. Again, it's counting from 0. KT here at the back. And what happens when you can't find, like your tryptophan over here, it's looking for W and it's not finding it. When you find a -1, then you should know that it's saying that whatever you were looking for was not found in there. So it always reported as -1 and not as 0, as you might think.